How's it going, everyone? Well, it's another day in lockdown. Getting restless. It's about 70 degrees outside, so it's a perfect day to go out on a hike or a trail, but a couple more days, maybe we'll go out camping. Fortunately, I live in a state where social distancing has actually eased and slowed the curve, so we can go back out and do things as long as we're careful. But I'm not going to talk about the virus here. I wanted to talk specifically about how many people are so reliant on the system. And I'm not talking about the economic system. Mostly I wanted to discuss how we can help during this time of crisis. I've always made an effort not to tie myself up, or rather have too many investments in the economy, or, other than making the money I need to survive and doing the best I can to get by. I've never had a lot of money, I've just survived. And a lot of other people are in the same boat. So when I say reliance on the system, there's a certain reliance on the economy to provide, let's say, benefits, people who get food stamps, people who get Social Security. These are things that make a nation strong. Because a nation is only as strong as its, weakest link, if you will. A nation only has the security of its weakest members. So there are a lot of people who need help in this time. I'm not going to complain about my situation because I feel grateful. I have a family and a home, and I'm not worried about being thrown out on the street tomorrow. I have enough food to survive for a while, so, I want to give back and try to help others. So when I talked to my neighbors the other day, it was a couple weeks ago, I brought him some cookies and said, if you guys need anything, let me know, because I know that he has a health issue. Well, she seemed to not really care much about it at the time. I don't know if their opinion has changed at this point, but she was really surprised that, and grateful for it. And I think a lot of people are surprised that people actually want to help others. We've grown up in a society where it seems like it's just get yourself, get your own, and screw everybody else over. Most people don't really think that way. Most people want to help. So there are a few ways that people can help. I tried to make masks. I thought it might be nice just to keep me distracted. I actually downloaded this this plan off the internet and made these little masks, but it turned out to be a little small because I should have cut it larger the way I sewed it. I have a sewing machine, and I put another surgical mask inside it. It's kind of cool. But I thought about making a few of these, maybe to give to friends and relatives, neighbors, but masks aren't going to save the day. Anybody can use a t-shirt or a handkerchief. What it is more is a distraction for people who want to be doing something, want to be helping others. But there's also mutual aid. Now, a lot of people aren't aware of this, but mutual aid are networks within the nation where people can help others when the federal government or the state government or local either can't or won't help them out in times of a crisis. There are times when people need help and there's just not enough help. Even if the federal government had endless resources and money, there are times when a disaster is so bad that we need each other. It's kind of like if your house is burning down, the fire department can come and help you out. If everybody's house in the town is on fire, it's up to all of us to help each other, right? So these mutual aid groups, actually, when they do interviews, a lot of people will hide their identities when they're talking to the media because they're afraid of the police actually lashing out and lashing back at those groups, because these are the same groups that go out and help homeless people, give away toothbrushes, things like that, Narcan. And a lot of police actually hate it. They believe that it promotes or, creates homelessness, or they have some mentality that helping people is a bad thing, and I don't want to get into that. But one thing about our nation is we have plenty of money for bullets, but just not enough to have our health care taken care of. It's just a fact of the economy. It's a fact of the way the world operates. And so we have to take care of each other. We really do. There's a term, solidarity, not charity. And it's important to remember that. This isn't giving free money to people. This is helping out people in times of need. These can be people who have worked their entire lives to survive and done a lot for society, but then find themselves in a crisis and society turns their back on them. And in times like this, people panic. It's easy to get in your own head, being trapped and wondering what can be, what might happen. Use that energy to be productive and try to help someone. Write a book or a story or anything that you think might distract you might keep you calm, because calm, cool, and collected is the best way to be. Regardless of how you might feel about the politics of it or the danger of the virus, really, all that matters is that you're safe. And if you're safe, then the next thing is to be taken care of with your basic needs. So, I guess that's about all I've got for today. And thanks for listening. I just wanted to put out a couple of words there. There's one book I would highly recommend. It's called Deep Survival. And I don't recall the author right now, but there was an audiobook my brother gave me about 10 years ago. And it was an ex-military. I don't remember if he was a captain, pilot, or whatnot, but he talked about when soldiers go down behind enemy lines, or when divers are way underwater, how they are not prepared to react properly. And when you prepare yourself mentally for anything, you say, well, I ain't got much vested in this, I'll just move on to something else. Change is not something we do well with, but we can learn to adapt to it. So, anyhow, just a short one today. Still 6 minutes, but talk to y'all later. Thanks for listening.